Have you ever noticed that most money advice sounds convincing but collapses the moment real life shows up? People are constantly told to stop spending, cut luxuries, cancel everything, or become more disciplined. It sounds logical in theory. Spend less than you earn, avoid unnecessary purchases, delay gratification, but almost no one explains how daily life is supposed to function once those habits are removed. No one talks about what replaces the convenience, the comfort, the stimulation, or the relief those purchases quietly provided. That's why saving money feels painful for so many people. The issue isn't laziness, it isn't a lack of ambition, and it definitely isn't a moral failure. The issue is that spending behaviors exist to solve real problems like stress, boredom, convenience, exhaustion, loneliness, and emotional overload. When you remove spending without replacing the purpose it served, your brain pushes back hard. It doesn't care about your long-term financial goals in the moment. It cares about relief. We didn't save $1,000 a month by suffering, restricting everything, or living deprived lives. We saved it by redesigning how our routines work so spending stopped being necessary in the first place. We stopped fighting our behavior and started understanding it. Instead of asking, how do we cut this expense? We asked, what problem is this expense solving? That question changed everything. The first thing we stopped buying was convenience food, not food itself. Most people assume that saving money on food means cooking everything from scratch, eating bland meals, meal prepping elaborate recipes on Sunday, or spending hours in the kitchen every evening. That approach rarely lasts because it ignores how people actually feel after a long day. The real reason food spending gets out of control isn't hunger, it's decision fatigue. When people are tired after work, overwhelmed, or mentally drained, they don't pay for food. They pay to avoid thinking. Delivery apps, takeout, and last-minute grocery runs exist because they remove effort at the exact moment discipline is lowest. After a hard day, scrolling through options feels easier than planning. Clicking reorder feels easier than chopping vegetables. The money isn't buying calories, it's buying relief from one more decision. Instead of telling ourselves to stop eating out, we built a default food system. Once a week, during a calm moment when no one is hungry and no one is stressed, we decide exactly what meals we'll eat. Not complicated recipes, not aspirational health goals, just a few meals we already enjoy that share ingredients. One protein cooked in bulk, simple sides that can be mixed and matched. One flexible meal that can become bowls, wraps, or salads depending on mood. We also removed unnecessary variety. Variety feels exciting in the grocery store, but it creates chaos midweek. Fewer ingredients meant fewer decisions. Fewer decisions meant less mental friction. We even created a short list of emergency meals made from pantry staples for nights when everything feels off. The decision is made before hunger arrives. On busy nights, there's no debate. No scrolling. No last-minute justification. The convenience didn't disappear. It moved into our kitchen. We made our environment do the work. Pre-cut vegetables, cooked grains ready in containers, snacks portioned and visible. When the easy option is already at home, the urge to outsource dinner fades. This removed dozens of spending triggers and quietly saved hundreds every month without feeling restrictive. We still enjoy food, we just stopped outsourcing our exhaustion. The second thing we stopped buying was impulse entertainment, not enjoyment. A huge amount of spending happens because people confuse fun with spontaneity. When boredom hits or stress builds, money becomes the fastest escape. A random night out, an unplanned trip, a new subscription, a flash sale. It feels exciting in the moment because it interrupts monotony. But being told to just stop going out doesn't remove the emotional need for novelty or relief. It simply pushes it somewhere else. If you cut restaurants, you might start online shopping. If you cancel subscriptions, you might overspend on weekend activities. The need for stimulation doesn't vanish just because the budget says it should. We replaced impulse entertainment with anticipation-based enjoyment. At the start of each month, we choose one meaningful experience to look forward to and put it on the calendar. It could be a dinner at a favorite restaurant, a day trip, a concert, or hosting friends. The key is that it's intentional and anticipated. That single decision changes how the rest of the month feels. Anticipation delivers more happiness than impulse ever could. When you know something enjoyable is coming, you don't need constant micro rewards to survive the week. The brain relaxes, urgency fades. For everything else, we rely on simple, low-cost defaults. Home movie nights, themed dinners, game nights, long walks, library visits, hobbies we already own supplies for. These aren't dramatic, they're repeatable. When boredom shows up midweek, we don't spend to escape it because we already know something enjoyable is scheduled. That removes the emotional pressure that usually leads to spending. Fun didn't disappear. It became structured enough to protect us from ourselves. The third thing we stopped buying was upgraded convenience services, not convenience itself. Premium subscriptions, faster shipping, add-ons, upgrades, delivery fees. These feel harmless because each one is small. $10 here, $5 there, $20 for premium. The danger is how quietly they stack into a lifestyle that constantly pays to move slightly faster. Instead of canceling everything and making life harder, we created rules around convenience. Before paying for speed or upgrades, we ask one question. Does this consistently save meaningful time, or does it just soothe impatience? If it saves real time every week, we keep it. If it only removes mild discomfort occasionally, it goes. We also stopped stacking subscriptions simultaneously. Instead of having 5 streaming services all year, we rotate them, watch what we want for a month or two, then cancel and switch. Nothing feels restricted because everything eventually cycles back. We plan purchases slightly earlier so we don't need expedited shipping. We batch errands so we aren't paying for delivery out of laziness. Convenience remains, but it becomes intentional rather than emotional. We pay for systems that support our life, not impulses that smooth over temporary feelings. The fourth thing we stopped buying was impulse shopping disguised as productivity or self-improvement. This category is sneaky because it feels responsible. New planners, organizational bins, productivity apps, fitness gear, courses, tools. Each purchase whispers, this is the thing that will finally fix everything. But buying replaces action. The excitement of purchasing feels like progress even when behavior doesn't change. We noticed that every time we felt behind, overwhelmed, or dissatisfied with ourselves, we reached for solutions in the form of products. So we changed the rule. Before buying anything for improvement, we had to use what we already owned consistently for 30 days. Most of the time, the urge disappeared. If we couldn't stick to the habit without the new tool, the tool wasn't the solution. Instead of buying organizers, we reduced what we owned so organization became easier by default. Instead of downloading more productivity apps, we simplified our routines. Wake up at the same time. Plan tomorrow the night before. Keep a short task list. When friction became obvious and persistent, then a purchase made sense. That delay eliminated a category of spending that felt productive but produced no real results. The fifth thing we stopped buying was emotional spending, labeled as self-care. When people are exhausted or overwhelmed, consumption feels like relief. A treat, a small reward, a you deserve it purchase. The problem isn't self-care, it's confusing spending with recovery. We replaced spending-based self-care with recovery-based self-care. Earlier bedtimes, phones off an hour before sleep, protected downtime without screens, walks without headphones, quiet mornings. These things sound simple, almost boring, but they restored energy in ways shopping never did. We also learned to recognize the difference between depletion and desire. If the urge to spend appeared late at night, it was usually exhaustion. If it appeared after a stressful conversation, it was emotional overload. The solution wasn't a purchase, it was rest or processing. As energy improved, spending urges faded naturally. When you feel regulated and rested, you don't crave quick hits of relief as often. Money stopped being a coping mechanism. Over time, saving stopped feeling like effort. There were fewer moments where discipline was required because fewer situations pushed us towards spending. We didn't rely on constant willpower. We relied on defaults. Money stayed because it no longer had a job to do. We also automated what we could. Transfers to savings happen the day income arrives. Bills are predictable. Sinking funds are set aside for irregular expenses, so surprises don't turn into credit card balances. When the structure is stable, emotions have less influence. Most money problems aren't discipline problems, they're system problems. When your environment constantly presents spending as the solution to discomfort, motivation always loses. But when your environment supports better defaults, saving becomes automatic. Saving $1,000 a month didn't come from one dramatic sacrifice. It came from dozens of small moments where spending used to be automatic and is now unnecessary. A Tuesday night dinner, a bored Wednesday scroll, a rushed shipping upgrade, a late night purchase. Each one seems minor alone. Together, they shape your financial reality. If you want real financial progress, stop asking what to cut and start asking what behavior needs a replacement. Where are you paying to avoid thinking? Where are you paying to feel something? Where are you paying to move faster than necessary? Every recurring expense is solving something. Identify the problem, then build a cheaper or healthier solution. Build systems that work on your worst days, not your most motivated ones. Assume you will be tired. Assume you will be stressed. Assume you won't feel disciplined. Then design around that reality. Keep meals simple, schedule joy, protect energy, delay upgrades, automate savings. When your life supports your goals, discipline becomes a backup plan instead of the main strategy. And when money no longer has to rescue you from boredom, stress, or exhaustion, it finally gets to do what it was meant to do: build freedom. That's when saving stops feeling like restriction and starts feeling like stability. Not because you forced yourself to want less, but because you needed less to feel okay.